Wird jetzt live übertragen. Gut. Also, um, welcome to Crab TV. This is Haki, and we have Marco here. Yeah, he's our guest. Right now, as we can see, there is nobody watching live. But in case after the show, or maybe somebody wants to watch it, we can already start. What do you think? Do you want to already start, or do you want to have live audience who's listening?
No, I mean, I just take a flight back from Paris
Mhm.
today,
Yeah.
and so I arrived from Sao Paulo, Brazil. I flew into Paris, and at the airport you have like these stands of the newspapers. So I pick up some newspapers, and so I was live in Paris, where the first impressions on newspaper about the cathedral that just burned now
And you
before.
haven't heard about it before in Brazil? No.
I first thought, well, I'm not Catholic, but I thought it's unbelievable.
No, did you see it in Brazil? Did you hear it in Brazil, or
No,
did you
no, I
no,
just was
just
in the
arrived
flight.
here and
I
then?
was, I had no idea of nothing, and I just fly in, and then I
You
heard.
didn't see the cathedral like burned down or something?
No,
No.
just on a picture of them, but it was like my first impression was.
It was on
Uh,
the first page. Sorry, but just to make it clear,
no,
it was
well,
on the
they
first
they
page of the of
they
the
they
of the
have they
newspaper.
have already. There were like 10 newspapers, and
And
they
all of
all
them.
have of this on each page,
And it was a
and
picture on it, or it was also on
they
picture.
would react. They have pictures, they
Burning.
have phrases, and
Burning
we
picture.
we resist the Nazis, but it burned
Ah.
down now, or
Ah.
whatever. They would use this. I kind of thought it's a new level, state of information theater. Uh, Before first they had like terror acts and stuff like this, so the politicians could gather together with the people. Now they just burn a Catholic cathedral. It Nobody got hurt. Um, uh, the politicians, they can, you know, they don't have to talk about real politics for a while. So private people would build up the thing again. It was a good deal. I think Mr. Trump would say congratulations.
Yes, but for me, when I saw it, emotionally it was like a bit like wow, it like or symbolically. You, I felt
Yeah,
like
that
I
was the
felt
main
like
act.
I felt like wow, now something is going to happen, because like when you have this like in a nightmare, let's say you had a nightmare and you saw Notre Dame burning, when you saw
it's
how the towers were,
it's like a
the
prophetical
imaging,
act.
yes, the
So
image
of course,
is like a prophetic act, and you are like yeah, like waking up from a nightmare, like feeling, and you think like, oh,
it's
something is
when
going to happen. Yeah.
there is like many things coming together. You go to the airport in Paris live. You get the newspaper, and you
Yes,
see
it's like
Notre Dame is burning, and you go to the toilet. You look in the mirror. You see you have a beard. You must be a prophet. And what the fuck? What can you do? And then you just kind of try to project in future as a prophet, and what this gonna lead to? Is this an omen? Is this what the hell we know?
anything is possible. I hope it's just a accident, and I hope God does not didn't mean it to make it as a warning or something like this to Paris or to world, because Notre Dame is in Paris actually, but the world knows Notre Dame. Is a symbol that everybody knows, like all around the world. I mean, last time I have been in Paris, I have been there. I was sitting there with many friends. We have been singing, drinking there, talking to people, having fun. and it
Well,
was
the
it was a
the
white. The impression was like in front of this white, big cathedral, but it was very white. I never saw a white because most cathedrals they make you afraid, kind of. But this was like a cathedral in heaven, like painted very white. So people were like having fun, enjoying. The mood was very nice there. And now seeing this burning down, it's like the world, I think, is a bit shocked just because of the image. Such a big cathedral.
well, but it's I mean a cathedral that burns down is in the middle of a cathedral, so it's in God's hand. I mean, what can you do? If it would be a football place or whatever, you could say, oh well, shit happens, But it's a cathedral, so it must be in God's hands, and at least that's why they don't pay taxes, and so that's it.
Yes, yes,
We can just we have to accept it.
yes. But if a black cat walking down the street is a bad sign, and that happens sometimes in life. But Notre Dame burning, this happens once in 1,000 years,
Yeah,
and that's
every
why everybody's afraid. But I think it was just a building that was old, and it was made of wood because it was so old. Many things were made of wood. Oh, we have one viewer. Hello there. Thanks for watching our channel. I hope you're not shocked. We are having a discussion about Notre Dame, as you can see in the title, of course. And
yeah, I just flew in from Paris, and I see in the newspaper Notre Dame was burning, and it was kind of unbelievable. Uh, wow, yes. Um, so you see all the headlines, and so the politicians could gather around. People were singing, and so you say, well, it's kind of a theatrical act in front of um, Pasqua or Eastern, or how do you say? Uh, it's a perfect date.
oh yeah, that also. I didn't think about this.
I mean,
The
it's kind of
Eastern
the
time.
Eastern time, and you have the cathedral burning
Yes, yes.
for believing people. It's just like a wow, uh, there's something going on.
Mhm. And what I was also thinking is that the Glockner, what is called.
From Notre Dame, it's
Yeah.
really symbolical.
He
All
he
the whole.
he was maybe one of the one that saw the same cathedral that we are watching. Now we cannot see it anymore. But he was seeing maybe the same. The Glockner, he was
Well,
existing, no?
he's just
Oh, it's a fantasy. It's a
a
fantasy.
fantasy,
Yeah, it's not.
but
Yeah.
it
Maybe he existed. No, maybe. Let's say maybe.
no it definitely tells about the times this cathedral passed through.
And the bells were making sounds for 800. No, is it the same bells? No, it's not the same bells. They change the bells sometimes. No.
Maybe they say.
Same bells since 800 years.
Maybe they
Wow.
changed it twice.
Maybe they change it sometimes. Yeah, that would be interesting to have this kind of information, details. We don't have them. We're just talking from emotions, and we make prophetic views about it, or
It was definitely
unnecessary unnecessary
for
statements.
politicians it was a good day. They could kind of
Yes,
express themselves.
I think Macron was for the first time since for a long time.
Well,
In a
he
good
should have
light.
talked this day to the public about the yellow jackets, and so he get around with it. Uh, so it was definitely a good day.
Hey, this guy is such a clown. Sorry to say that, but Notre Dame it burned down while Macron was president. This is like,
Well, this is it.
yeah,
Doesn't mean anything. Anybody
Notre
could
Dame
be
deserves
president.
something better. That's
They
what I
don't.
mean. Notre Dame deserves something better. It would be better when it happened during Sarkozy also. Sarkozy was a bad guy, madman, a bad guy. So it would like yeah fit better in the time. But Macron is
No,
like
the timing
a
is
little boy.
perfect.
Is like a little boy. A little cheating boy.
He,
Macron.
he looks like France. I mean, the politicians, they are actors. They don't steer the boat. So whoever you're gonna put up there, he's just there. You have to represent somehow. It's like a flyer
Hmm.
for the country.
Hmm.
So convince the people to eat the shit. That's it.
Yes, but he's not so good in his job. I think he's not so good because
They are
he was
all
there because of
perfect.
the young
No,
people,
I
but
mean,
and now the young people
well,
don't like
he's
him
maybe not
anymore.
so good for you, but he is good in his job. I mean, he does exactly what he was told to do.
Yes, but he cannot
The
keep.
politicians, they work for the financial industry,
The problem
and they
is
have
that
to do what they are told.
he cannot keep uh, his vote. The people who voted for him, he cannot keep them because there were the
No,
most of young people who elected him,
they are just
and now
they,
you know
they
they don't like him anymore.
they
So
don't
he
have to
lost
like
all
him. They
his.
just have to vote and think they have something to say and shut up.
But
They
the next elections he will not win. I mean, he will lose
doesn't matter.
for
They
sure.
put another one there.
That's what I mean. He's not good in what he's doing. He's really bad.
Nobody. No. If you want to know if a politician is good, it's really easy. I mean,
For example,
if they
Bush
killed him, he
was
was
bad.
good.
Bush was good, for example, because Bush. I mean, I didn't like him, but Bush, he was good in his job, in betraying the people. He was really good. He betrayed them so nice,
He never
and they didn't
convinced
even
as an actor,
understand.
but as a politician, do you think
They follow
he
him.
was good enough?
They voted for him 2 times, and also Obama. He was catastrophic in his actions, but it worked fine because the people still liked him.
The the face.
They
Yeah.
liked him.
What
And
would they think
they
about the
feel
face
peace when they saw
of
him.
Donald Trump today?
Donald Trump, no, he is like he even loses his own people. He's losing like Macron. He's losing his own people, and now he's making crazy stuff. I think Bernie Sanders now is the front runner in politics in America, and I like Bernie because Bernie Sanders, even if he
They
doesn't get
always make
president,
you believe that there is something that gonna change. They
yes, it
always
doesn't
put
matter.
another.
It doesn't really matter because
The
Bernie Sanders
American politics
it's the
doesn't
wind.
change.
It's the wind. It's but it already changed. You have to, if you watched it, because I watched now this politics very often, and I see that there is a big change already since the last to the elections. Now, the whole Democratic Party has switched to progressive politics because of Bernie Sanders. They take his policies now. Almost all of the candidates
But they
take his
always
policies, and the policies
tell the
did
people
not
what they want to
exist.
hear, but it doesn't mean that there is a
No,
connection to actual
no,
politics. They do.
because the, the topics that Bernie Sanders is speaking about, even if it's just speaking, nobody else even
Touch it.
touched it, and he is pointing it out and he is showing the facts. That is already enough. That's what not even the journalists have
The guts to
the
say.
guts, the courage to do, and he is doing it even for them. He's doing a lot of jobs, and even not just politically for his campaign, but behind the action, behind the doors, behind the media, there are things going in action happening, like all this legalization of marijuana, or all these anti-war movements, all these veteran helps, all this help for people on the streets, all this. You know, he's not like somebody just talking. He's very active, doing, and the good thing is that he is, for me, is already the mother of the real politics. That how the politics, what they should speak, that did not exist in America,
Hmm.
because in America nobody was allowed, even in the they are shocked even now in the Democratic Party, They are shocked that he's speaking about children dying, for example. Children dying in America. This is not something that is new. Nobody was talking about it before. Or how many people are like how black people in America are under, you know,
On the rate, or they have less income, or
less income, and all the
on the
difference
floor.
between being a black or being is a big difference in income, in jailing, in
Oh yeah, definitely.
education, in all the points. And he shows the numbers as a politician. And I think that's important to even have, you know, it's sad that there is only one guy and he's already so old, and he's telling this not newly, he's telling these things
For
since
years.
40 years or so,
Yeah,
the same things.
but
And you can still not take him serious. I think you know, because he does not care anymore about this
your
the
point of view
politics.
is like you do, like if the
You know,
president
if
would
you
have
want to
power, it's not like that.
if you
There
want
is
to
people.
support somebody in politics, if you support one, I think you should support him, because there is no other one that is so progressive. You know,
Yeah,
or you say I don't support at all, I don't want to know anything, and then I say okay. But if you say there is someone most progressive in his actions in the past and in his words and also with his campaign system, because he's the only guy that does not accept, is not allowed to accept anything more than an amount, and his average amount is $20 right now, and he doesn't take anything from companies, and only one, you know, vote and one small amount, and he's the guy that has the most, you know, he is not, he doesn't depend at all like from money for his campaign, because he doesn't need, he has the most money from directly from the people. There is nobody else that gets straight like directly the money from the people. So he has 1 million supporters that give $20, you know, then you have 20 million, and the other guys they go to 100 people who get, in the end they get 10 million, you know, to from 100 people. And so this is the game changer in politics, that is more really democratic than, because he doesn't care they if the Wall Street gives him money or not. And if he doesn't take money of them, he doesn't have to do things that they want,
Yeah,
what they ask. So he has to do things what people ask. So that's the much more,
it
you know,
may work,
logical.
but the power is powerful behind the
Yes,
scenes. So
and that's what that's why I say, look, Bernie Sanders for me is realistic, because he's telling this always. He's not saying, "Hey, I am the best guy who can make this," but he's saying we can. He politically in America, it's only possible if you have a lot of people active, going to the referendum and make signs. You have to make this, to make it, to realize it. You need millions of people who sign papers, because the politicians will not do it. Nobody will do it. But if you people do it, they have to accept it. It's in the politics. So that's why it's realistic, and you should try a shot with him, because it's very fresh. It's very new. It's not another. It's a new way that didn't exist before him, and it's already people want to take the copyright for them. You know, now the Democratic Party, you know, how you say, and pretends like him, but still has the money from them, you know, to get the votes. So they say, that what Bernie is doing, people like. So you know, they want to play that game, but people understand it because they followed the last election so good. I followed it also very good, and now you know the games. And his support is growing so much, and his support is growing also a lot from Trump voters, because they feel cheated from Trump, because it's some stuff the working class people feel cheated, not the rich one, and the rich one don't have so much vote. So they feel cheated and he can get them. And his ideas touch everybody because everybody gets sick, or everybody has children who want to go to school. So he offers something that everybody wants. You want that your children can go to school and get medicine, and that's how it can work. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I personally don't
I
really
am a
need
more
politics.
I am more a dreamer in this way, and I think in the world things cannot. I hope things can change in other ways, but right now I think things can change only politically. Otherwise, they don't change.
No, the
They don't.
imperium will fall by the gravity of his head. It just gets
Yes,
some turbulence and will
yes.
change. It will make a jump. So, whatever.
But the
Uh,
biggest change in world politics would be if America gets a democratic socialist. This will be the biggest because it's a new role model for the world that never
Some
existed.
changes can be big. They can go anyway.
No,
Uh,
but America had never a role model as a democratic socialist. They had always only capitalist as role model for the world. And this would be the first time. So it will have a big impact. How people morally, treat another in the work, for example. It has an
yes,
effect.
but you pretend that the president has this power. He
No, he's
doesn't
not
have
his
it.
power, but it's the effect
He
of
cannot do
political.
it.
It's
No,
effect.
because he's not on. He's not the guy
Hey, the
that
president can do a lot, but
influence a little bit. But
the president can do a lot. This what we saw where, like when Trump, he did many stuff that were really stupid, but you can see that he can
no,
still do
this
it,
is all
even if
stuff.
it's stupid.
This is all stuff that he not just did. It's all stuff that he owed. When you get president from the United States this day, you owe a lot to anybody, and you have to do a lot there, and a lot there, so they have to pay off their debts, and they have to do the stuff, the deals. It's a game. It's a soccer
Yeah,
game.
he and Bernie has to pay his deals to his campaign contributors, and his campaign contributors are the people.
Yeah,
So he has to make
that's a
it.
good trick. So
So he has to
it
make
could
it.
make a difference.
Yeah.
This you're right. It's a good point. I think it's a try. I don't trust too much in
I
American
don't
politics.
trust, but
You
it's not
know,
about trust.
there's
I
the
don't
second line
trust,
behind.
but
They always do the same shit.
I don't trust, but I always give my positive energy, even if I get disappointed after. Even if I was disappointed after Obama, because I said, "Ah, okay, good guy," but I get disappointed, but I am. It's still good to give the positive energy to somebody. If he doesn't make it, it's his own stuff. But you did anyway your job, because how could else differently? How could it come differently that
Oh,
somebody
the
can get
this is
chosen to this place? Because it's
no,
not impossible in history.
no
There were
if you
some
want to
good
change
politicians.
the world, it's definitely the energy base. It's our hands, our mouth. It's the people that actually have one of the main powers in the hand, which is the energy of the beast. We can work for the virus or not work for the
I
virus.
I also, yeah, exactly. But it starts with speaking. Words are important. I like somebody that says, "Hey, why do you uh, put people in jail because of marijuana, but the bankers who betrayed so many people, they don't go to jail, but you even give them money in their hand? What's that kind of a system?" And I want to have politicians that talk this way, not like, you know, like Obama or whatever, who's slimy, slimy, slime. I want to, even if he was just a talker, I want that talk than the other talk, than from Trump, and that's what I support. I would, yeah, that's why I really have a big respect of Bernie Sanders. I think he's a kind of a hero, like Che Guevara, or even with he if he comes off, he doesn't get president, even if he just stay here like that, because of his words and the courage to say these things that he said. That a politician say, to get justice in America, you have to take down the banks, the pharmaceutical industry, the military industry, and he is telling it, and you
The,
have to extract it from the fact.
there is ways. I mean, the humanity has basically two diseases. One is like a sort of a blood cancer. It's like the money system grows exponentially, while the background grows linear. So there is every day there is more money on the market than there is a goods on earth. So this is one problem. The other problem is we have a kind of a virus. It's like all the multinationals. It's just a juridical person. It's not a human being. It's just a phrase. We Monsanto sell agrochemicals and get the most of money out of it. It's a phrase on a paper, and so all this stuff it's made from us. It's like we the people
Ah,
the energy.
we lost our Japanese watcher.
In when
Bueno, thanks for watching. Anyway, yeah.
so bad
But
night
with this, with
Japan.
the money system, is a big problem. Yeah.
Well, we have
But
to put another system. We need to put. We have to open our wallets. We have like a fucked up dollar, euro, Swiss franc system that's kind of highly incredible, and then we kind of have to try to change goods and services on other bases, so we can um, take away a little bit of the function of the money of the
you know,
official money systems.
there is one official working money system that is new and partly really decentralized with the cryptocurrency. So anybody can create money legally and without being a bank. You can create your own
Money.
money that is exchangeable with dollar and euro, and it's accepted. So now we are actually in the area where we could, if you build up a system, it can be implemented into this system and support it.
Well, you just open your wallet. You
But
have different systems. People can like if they use it, they kind of vote for it.
I think the important thing is that it has to be exchangeable with the working system now, because as long as people are living and working with this system and this one collapse, it's not a good idea for me, because the people will get hurt. The people will get
Yes, but it takes a
and
week.
that's not good.
No, if you have like a
it's very dangerous. It's not just a bit hurt.
it looks dangerous.
No, in a big number, it's dangerous because some people will even lose their life. It's very easy.
Of course, if you have
And
like a financial
if you're on a
meltdown
machine,
globally,
if you're a if you depend on medicine, if you depend on social care and so stuff like that, you will just die.
yes, but in a week or two, thanks.
Yes, but that's for me. It's not, because then you can make a war or whatever. It would be the same. I think an idea has to be careful that people don't suffer from it, because otherwise it's not a solution. It's not a solution to say. It's like a bit like communism.
No,
to say
we don't
now
have to smash the
we have
whole
a part,
system. It
we
will
have a
fall
time,
itself.
we have a 1 year
have to
that you
make
have to suffer, but after you are in paradise. No, it's not worth to suffer 1 year to get in paradise.
No, paradise is now.
So even if it's not even paradise, why should I suffer my year and lose maybe my child or my wife or my husband? You know, it's not a good idea. It's not a good. Yeah, I don't think people will buy this.
No, you just when you interact in interactions with other people, you just look at the situation is a win-win situation. You help to fix a tire from somebody, and you get something out of it, and both are happy with it. So it's a win-win situation. It's not like you go there and you steal some oil from somebody's country, and there's just somebody who loses and the other one that wins. So whenever humans interact, they should interact like win-win situations. That's it. It's not so difficult.
I mean, we have like now half an hour. Um, yeah,
We came to the point.
maybe we finish this here.
We we stop fucking the earth. It's basically us, the people, we the people. We just have not to do stuff that it's based on win-lose situation. You just make anything what you want to do in on a base of win-win situation. It means that the next human being would have something out of it, out of your
Yes,
interaction, and that's how we grow. And
fairness is very important in every action that we do to with somebody else. You know, we need to be fair.
well, you just beware not to give your energy in form of your work or your consume to multinationals, to juridical persons, just to real persons, and that's it. Humanity is on the way again. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. See you soon. Maybe live again on Crap TV. Bye bye. Stream beenden. Und dann kann ich sagen,